so today we're joined by Ntutugo Shezi, CEO of Livestock Wealth, and he's going to be talking today about the importance of trademarks and registering your mark so that your customers or clients are able to identify your goods or services. Ntutugo, thank you for taking the time to talk to me today.
Thank you, Kutlon. A great pleasure to be talking to you.
All right, so let's get right to it. Can you please just tell me what trademarks have meant for your business?
Well, for me, trademarks is really been, just at idea stage when there's probably even nothing on the ground yet. That foresight of saying this is a play on words that I'm creating that some people may wanna use and copy, and if they copy it and try to use it, then I must be able to have some leg to stand on to say, hey, hang on, this is my intellectual property here. So with myself, like I started Livestock Wealth in 2015, and one of the things that we did, early on, was just say, hang on, we're creating some new ways of doing things here. This and we called it crowd farming, which is a play on the words crowd funding and farming. So went ahead and registered that as a trademark. So 3 years down the line, one of the big boys, with more money, billion bank, try to market their own services using the same words. And we were like, hey, hang on right there. Hey, big boy, come down from your tree. Send them letters, and they're there to respect it, because that's what these marks are there for, to say, I thought of this first, and I'm supposed to make maximum income from this because I created it. It wasn't there before I created it. So then it really just gives you extra breathing space, while you're building, which is what entrepreneurs need.
Yeah. Okay, thanks. So, yeah, that's definitely like an important reason to trademark your logos or things that customers identify with the services that you provide. So, now I'm pretty sure that in South Africa, when someone sees the logo, even without seeing that it's Livestock Wealth, they know that it's
Absolutely.
your company.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
I think I think being recognized, being your brand being in a small percentage of someone's brain, that's the most powerful thing you can ever have, because then you are remembered. When someone is thinking of certain things, and if someone is thinking of investing, they think, okay, Livestock Wealth, it comes top of mind, ahead of the other guys. That's power right there.
So is this part of the thought process that you had, like when you were coming up with the logo, that you wanted something that would stick in people's minds?
Of course. I think it meant that as an entrepreneur, as a business, your logo, your marks, your colors, those are the stuff that comes top of mind. Because to be honest, business is like a mini form of warfare. I like watching this World War II what movies. Because that's what business is. You're fighting for market share on a daily basis. You're fighting for being remembered. When someone is at the counter, deciding what to buy, they can choose this one or that one. And the amount of work you've done in your marks pays off. At the till when people scan their stuff there. That's what business is.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I couldn't agree more. So, what advice do you have, like, for entrepreneurs whether they're starting out or they're already in business but haven't registered their marks, and they think like, well, I can always take care of this another day. Like, what important or what message would you like to stress to them about having a registered mark?
I mean, having a registered marks is important. I can't stress it enough. So really, just get it done. Don't delay. Don't delay. Um, Speak to IP lawyers. Get advice. From wherever you can get advice. You just get it done.
Mm,
Um, I think it's the most important thing because you know in this world there'll always be people wanting to profit off other people's work. So and that's how the world is. There's things called parasites and all these things. So what you can do is just, man, like, protect yourself. That's all you can do. You can't just go in blindly. Because like, if you don't protect yourself, you're exposing yourself when all the hard work you're doing and could really just all be gone. Because someone with more money, more muscle, more systems, more everything, is able to then just say, okay, this stuff is not protected. Let me run with it,
mm,
and then you, the guy who said, "Hey, I had the original idea of this,"
yeah, exactly.
and then sadly no one remembers you. Yeah.
Hmm. Yeah, that's very true. And I think this brings me to something that I always think about. People complain like, oh no, but registering IP is so expensive. Um, but I always say like it's more expensive not to protect it because of what you stand to lose. So do you have an example? Well, you did give us one example. Do you have another one where had you not protected your trademark, you might have lost quite a bit in terms of monetary or even when it comes to other economic measures, like um, but because you protected your idea, then you had a leg to stand on to say, but hold on, either you pay me this or you can't go forward with using my
Sure.
idea.
That's the one. That's the one example um, that I could think of. But then on a separate business, though, we've also got into the direct delivery of meat,
Mm-hmm.
beef, and we created a certain type of beef, which is a certain type of grass-fed beef.
Mm-hmm.
So as you probably know, cows get fed all sorts of things, to get them to grow fast, and fed with antibiotics so that they don't become sick in a feedlot,
Mm-hmm.
and that produces really terrible beef. But we then set up and said, no, hang on. There's a different way of producing beef, and this becomes grass-fed beef. So in 2017, what we then did is registered a mark called grass beef.
Mm-hmm.
So like we just remove the fed part and call it grass beef. So and I think going into the market, when we eventually went to the market almost 2 years later in 2019. Um, no, 2020 actually. When we went into the market in 2020, um, man, we had something really strong, that to present to the market. That hey, um, and we realized that when people like identify with the strength of the mark, that this, and then other people will be like, "Hey, God, why couldn't we think of this?" They've been sleeping on the job.
Yeah. Exactly.
So then there you are, you're able to carve a small piece of the market for yourself, and really by carving a small piece of yourself, chances of you succeeding are higher.
Mm.
Uh, who doesn't, and that's really the strength of it. Like, business is hard as it is. So if you can be able to uh, use IP as part of IP domain registrations, all that stuff as part of your arsenal, the tools of war that you use to win, then your chances of success are much higher than the person who just takes each day as it comes.
Okay. Thanks a lot, Ntutu. I'm not going to take up more of your time. But yeah, thanks for taking the time to just flesh out more of what trademarks mean for you and your business and the strategy. Like I can see that you have it well thought out. And I hope that the people out there will take this opportunity to enter the competition and get a chance to get your trademark registered for free by Tshaya Mashabela Attorneys. All right. Enjoy the rest of your weekend.
Thanks to the same to you.
Thank you.
Okay, bye-bye.
Bye. Hi, Timelo. Welcome. So, you're going to be giving us a brief recap of what trademarks are.
Oh yes, thanks, Kutlwano. And I think the viewers have heard what Tutuko Shezi, the CEO of Livestock Wealth, said. So just to sort of summarize exactly what he said is that a trademark can be filed for a name like a livestock or a device, the Nike tick that can be filed as a trademark. So a trademark can be a mark or a logo or even a slogan. Things like "I'm loving it" can be filed can be protected as a trademark. So, and trademarks are filed in classes. These classes, they define the goods and services within which you're going to use your trademark. For example, with Livestock Wealth, because he's in financial investment services, providing financial investment services, then we would have filed in a class 36. However, if somebody is selling clothes, then we will file in a class relating to clothes or footwear. One point that I would like to mention with a trademark, or when you are trying to come up with a trademark, is that you need to ensure that your trademark is distinctive. You can't obtain a trademark for something that is descriptive. For example, if I'm selling bread, I can't have a trademark called delicious bread. I mean, I'm describing the services that I'm providing. So it is very important for people to come up with distinctive trademarks. I mean, I always say, if you look at Apple, I mean, who would have thought Apple on computers? That's very distinctive, and that's what make that mark to actually be strong. So it is very important for people to select mark and that are distinctive and not descriptive. And I've seen a lot of entrepreneurs, coming up with marks that are actually descriptive, and in that instance, you might not be able to obtain a protection for that particular mark.
Oh, I say, what about so if someone wins the competition and you register their trademark for free, are there any other costs that they need to be cognizant with? Like after registering the trademark, is it valid forever?
Okay, thanks for that question. So once we, whoever is going to win the competition, we are going to conduct what is called a trademark availability search. That is very important because the search provides us with an indication of whether or not your trademark is already available on the trademark register. So if we find that your trademark is not available, then you start by filing your application in one class that relates to your goods and services. And a trademark, a lot of people assume that once you file a trademark, oh, it's done, you have a trademark. Actually, it's a trademark application. And before you obtain a registered trademark, it's going to take a while. So we're going to prosecute that application until you obtain a registered trademark. We give you a certificate from the CIPC. So it can take plus minus 2 to 3 years until you have a registered trademark. So once you have a registered trademark, one thing I would like to mention is that on your mark, on your brand, you remove the TM, you replace it with an R inside a circle to illustrate that you have a registered trademark. And once the trademark is registered, the lifetime of a trademark is forever. The only thing that you have to do is to ensure that you pay renewal fees every 10th year. So the person who wins for this competition, they will then be liable for paying renewal fees every 10th year.
Okay, so that would be in 2031.
Yeah, I think that's
okay. Thanks a lot, Timi. I think we needed this recap so that people know exactly what trademarks are, and you know how they stand to benefit from getting their trademark registered. And I found out an interesting fact the other time that you know the Tarzan that's I mean the sound that Tarzan makes in the movie Tarzan, that's a registered trademark.
Wow. Yeah, I
Yeah.
was not aware of it.
So really you can trademark a lot of things as long as it's distinctive, like you said. Thank you very much for the recap. And yes, good luck to anyone applying for this, and may the best man or woman win.
Okay, thank you.
Thanks,
Thanks,
Tiffany. Bye.